All right. Hey guys, I'm Jay Randall. Welcome back to the channel where I discuss wisdom for the modern man. Today, guys, this is the first and ever Jay Randall live stream. Okay? I've been wanting to do this for quite some time now, but I've kept putting it off. But, you know, as the year is coming to an end, I thought, why not just get into it and start the year off doing what I always set out to do. So I'm really happy to be doing this. And guess what, guys? I'm going to be doing a lot more of these, as the year goes on. I'm kind of do this, I want to do this like regularly, weekly, if not daily. I'm going to see how this goes. I'm trying to fit it into my schedule and make this something I do regularly. But guys, let's get into the video. Today, well, actually, not the title, the topic, better. The topic of the video is modern women faking virtue. Now, this is something that a lot of guys are dealing with in the modern dating environment. Now, how does this showcase itself? Well, it showcases itself in the way where modern women will sleep with, and then the good guy, they'll make him wait. The reasoning for this, which has always perplexed me, it's always interested me, their reasoning behind why they do what they do. They say they do it because the F-boy, well, I don't see a future with him. He's just here in the moment. I'm at a party. I'm at the club. And I know I don't see anything with him. So I'm going to give him my ultimate value for free. I'm just going to give it up quickly, easy. No big deal. But the good guy, the guy who's I see a future with, the guy who's actually valuable, I'm going to make him wait because I want him to believe that I'm not that kind of girl. So the idea here is I'm going to deceive this man into believing that I'm not a girl who gives it up easy. I'm a girl with value. He's like perplexed me. I figured this thing out. I've heard women doing this like a long time ago, like back when I was, 22, like years ago. I was like, man, this is crazy that women do this. And I always found it incredibly shady and incredibly manipulative. And the good guy in the scenario is always getting the raw end of the deal. So we're going to get into this because they're discussing this topic on the whatever podcast. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Also, guys, let me know if you can hear everything clearly. Leave comments. That way I can know if anything problem with the audio or the video or anything like that. Okay? Just let me know.
That you also have experiences where the men on these dating apps would say, come over, and you would immediately them. So like other men, why should other men put in effort when you've just gone over to men's houses and them right away?
It depends on what the other person is wanting. When I was talking with these people before, I said explicitly let's go on a date versus let's go hook up.
Can you go down and grab
The pickles.
Yeah.
This is so important.
Sorry, so go ahead.
It's going to be Indiana Trolls and the Jar of Doom this evening. But anyway, go ahead.
In the times before, I would be like, I want to go on a date. I'm like on Tinder before versus short-term fun, blah, blah, blah. I would be either more promiscuous if it was just for hooking up or let's go on a date. Let's just try and have fun and go on a date. And so when I said, let's go on a date, I didn't think it would be Walmart. Oh.
But I don't understand. It would occur to me that, you personally don't find some of these dates appealing, or the guy picked you up in a shitty car or whatever.
No, I didn't.
Isn't that a greater deal of effort that's been expended by the man than just being like, hey, come over, let's fuck? So it's just you have had those experiences. I'm just
try to imagine these two parallels. Parallel one, guy you just think is really hot and you're horny one night, so you call him, he comes over, you hook up. Okay. Guy number two, you're dating, you really like him. He finds out by the second date that you've done this with men previously. And you say, but listen, it's not you. I really like you. I was just really horny one night and this guy was hot and I wanted to hook up. Doesn't guy number two feel like shit now? Doesn't guy number two go, well, wait a second. What do I get here?
I feel like that's an individual case-by-case basis, though.
Yeah, and so we're talking about two individual cases.
Yeah.
Case one, you hook up with a guy, within minutes, right? Because you just want to. Guy number 2, you don't, right? Guy number 2 wants to hook up, but you're making him wait, right? Whatever reason, you're making him wait. You say to him, somehow this comes up as a topic of conversation, you tell him about guy number 1. How would that not make guy number 2 feel like total shit?
He definitely would feel like total shit. If I were guy number 2, I would be so sad badge. I'd be like, why doesn't she want me?
Exactly.
I'm sorry, not to butt in, but also to butt in. I feel like if they wanted you for more than just your body, like, you should feel better.
I only give my body to men I hate.
No, not even that, but like one night
Oh,
stand.
you know what? That's fair, sweetheart. You're right. You know, you only give your body to men you hate. That's fair. Like, imagine that. Imagine it, Bill.
I am imagining it. But like personally, like, I would feel better if a man wanted to wait to have sex with me until like we've had an actual
No, it's
connection.
not about you. We're talking about the man.
Bro, I always find it so interesting how women can very rarely take themselves out of their own shoes and like imagine life and situations from the man's perspective. It's very difficult for them. They always end up still viewing it from their perspective. Well, what would I want? Well, what would I want in that situation? It's not about you. We're asking you to take yourself out of your shoes, put yourself in the man's shoes. What would he want from you? Right? And it's very difficult for them to do that. Another thing that I've noticed, right, and I think guys need to really understand this, is that women want commitment the same way men want sex. And they will go to the same extreme measures that men will go to for sex, women will go to for commitment. Just think about either stuff you've done in the past or stuff you've heard guys do, the extreme levels of lying and manipulation. Guys will say anything to get sex, to get laid. I know you've heard some wild stories on the internet lately about the lengths men will go to, being ill with cancer, like literally on his deathbed, in order for a girl to feel sympathy for him and like sleep with him before he died. I've literally heard a guy tell that story. I'm telling you, guys will do crazy things for sex. You need to take that concept, put it onto female, just only for commitment. That's what they value. So you have to understand that they will do whatever it takes to get commitment from the guy that they really want. And if that means lying and manipulating and telling you a story or presenting themselves in a way that isn't actually who they are, they will do that. Same concept, just the goal is different. Let's keep going.
Yeah, well,
We're not talking about how
she
you
doesn't know what men
feel.
think.
We're not talking about how you feel. We're talking about how a man would feel knowing that you had other men you had sex with.
Knock it off.
Right? That you had other men you had sex with, and then you made him wait.
I have no idea.
You have no idea.
I would
It's
imagine
beyond your
men feel
scope.
better about himself.
What about you? How would you feel in that situation?
Of
feel like
course, I'd be
shit.
like, oh, you this other dude upon minutes of meeting him because you were horny one night, but you want me to wait. That would make no sense. That would make me think, wow, you really like that guy and must really not like me very much.
Here, I can put it in a way.
Hang on. Is the light bulb? I feel like there's a light bulb, and it's like it's like.
I mean, it really depends on the guy, though. I mean, for you, you would say like you would feel pretty shitty. You would say that.
Every guy on planet Earth would feel shitty.
Brian, would you feel shitty if you found out that so and so, the girl that you were talking to or whatever, she had sex with another guy, but she wanted you to wait? How would you feel about it?
Yeah, that's dog shit.
That's his. It's actually his argument.
Oh, that's your, oh,
That's
right.
it's his argument.
Okay.
But I mean, let me ask you.
But like, what guy wouldn't feel like crap? It's like you give is valuable, but then at the same time, you're telling me that you gave this valuable thing to a person that you say verbally wasn't valuable. He wasn't even worth committing to, and yet he was worth getting your ultimate source of value. And then the guy, me, the guy who's supposed to be putting in all this effort, courting you the right way, treating you with respect, I have to wait? Bro, this is, you know what? I'm going to let the keep going before I go off, bro, because I don't want to go into a rant just yet.
Let me ask you the same question in reverse. A guy's like, oh yeah, baby, this chick just came down, and I just wanted to f her. That's all. But you, I really like you, so we need to take it slow.
Well, the past is in the past, and I'm the future. So.
All right, she's not.
Yeah.
It's not worth engaging with her.
Yeah.
I'm confused. But she wanted to say
Oh,
something.
I was just gonna say, I'm just like gonna say that women also can feel this in like the way of like, for me, I don't like doing one night stands. I want a relationship. Generally, I want to date until I can kind of feel if this is gonna be serious, and I don't want to be intimate with someone until I know that that's the page they're on. But guys, a lot of guys I know, they expect they don't want to. they need to have sex with you to see if they want to be in a relationship with you. But in general, the same guy who's saying I'm not ready for a relationship could date the next girl like that, you know. Does that make sense?
Yeah, well, so I do think that makes sense.
I didn't even understand it, but I'm trying to.
I think she's saying that she would probably feel.
I'm just saying that there's also like women also can feel like you're talking about men and how men feel.
No,
there's also
I know what
women
you're
go
saying.
through this thing as well where men look at them like they're just a piece of ass and not a relationship.
Why don't I tell me if this is what's going on?
Okay.
So let's say you were dating a guy for like a year, but it was kind of a situationship, and he was like, I'm just kind of like, I'm not sure what I want right now. Like, you're really great, but I just want to take things slow. I'm not in this point in my life where I'm ready for long-term relationship. You guys break up. 2 weeks later, he's engaged to another woman.
Mm-hmm.
Is that kind of what you're talking about?
Not a year. That's a long time to like let
some
guy
women are in
decide
situationships.
Yeah, but I mean, just like in general, like guys often I've seen with my friends and like personal experiences. Like guys like, oh, I'm not ready for a relationship. I just want to hook up. Where I'm just like, I'm good then. Like but or they're actively pursuing you, and then they're literally they have a whole girlfriend like 5 days later, and it's like on Instagram or something like that.
That has happened. Wait, I'm confused because it's like you guys always say girls are so confusing, but I'm confused right now about what men want, because you don't want a girl to be promiscuous and sleep with you on the first date, but you're gonna be mad if she doesn't sleep with you on the first date.
No, that's not it. It's not it. It's that you're holding two separate standards. That's the problem. If your genuine standard was that you didn't sleep with men on the first date, and you held that standard with every single guy, there's no problem. You didn't cross any lines, you didn't finesse anybody, you're not playing any games. That's your genuine standard, and you follow through at every single time. The problem happens, and why men get pissed off, is when you hold a standard for the F-boy, and you hold a different standard for the guy that you say is worth committing to, that you want long term. And the problem lies when the guy who should be getting the good deal gets the bad deal. That's the problem. And if your standard was that you wait 6 months, totally fine. But if your standard is, if I'm out at the club or at a party or on a girl's trip and there's a hot guy in front of me, I don't see a future with him. I'm just going to give it up easy. Yeah, YOLO, live in the moment, fun, wild time, have fun, live life. And then later on, you meet a good guy. Wow, this guy has his stuff together. He's had his financials together. He's in shape. He's attractive. He speaks eloquently. He's, has a good head on his shoulder, family-oriented, very traditional guy. Oh, wow, I see a future with him. Wow, what a great guy. What a great catch. I would love to have him in a relationship. Wouldn't that be nice? You know what, though? I am going to make this guy wait 3 months. 3 months. Because you know what? I don't want him to think that I'm that kind of girl. I don't want him to think that I'm easy and cheap. I want him to think that I'm a virtuous woman who values my sexuality, when in reality, that is absolutely a lie. To make men wait is that you hold two separate standards and you give the man who should get the good deal the bad deal. And guys, you don't want to fall for this, bro. And see, this is precisely why men push for sex quick. And this is why I would often encourage men to do that. Because if you don't push for sex quick, and let's say you try to play the good guy route, and sure, I'll wait 3 months, you end up falling for traps like this. It's best to get the sex as soon as possible. That way she's not playing this game with you, right? Because playing this game as like, okay, I'm going to be the good guy, and you think that she's, waiting that 3 months with you, not sleeping around, bro, there's absolutely another guy in the picture that's just giving her sex while you're waiting like a good boy, thinking you're going to get a wholesome woman at the end of that 3 months. She's over there sleeping with other guys. She's over there entertaining other men, and your goofy butt is sitting there just getting finessed. And this is why women wonder why guys always push for sex. That's the only thing they want. They push for sex so quickly. They want to jump into bed with you so quickly. Well, part of that is because they're horny, obviously. But part of that is men now know what women are inclined to do if they come off as a good guy. And so, hey, we're not falling for that anymore. We're going to try to get the value that you bring as soon as possible so that we know we're not getting finessed for our time and our resources. But let's keep going with the video.
think they're more
Question
so
mark,
like just
question mark,
playing
question
devil's
mark.
advocate with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
What do men want? Isn't that a movie?
Right.
well, it
What do men
depends.
want?
It
Yeah, I
depends.
think what men want.
Yeah.
Well,
to
it
be-
depends on if they're following secular ethics or Christian ethics or some other ethical form. So from Brian's perspective, it makes total sense to me. He says, okay, if you're willing to sleep with a dude the first night you meet him, but you want to make me wait, that's basically signaling to me that you don't want me. How else could it make you feel?
Like they crave something more meaningful than just intimacy.
But okay, so here,
Yeah,
let,
but
let me
if it's
frame
more
it.
if it's more meaningful though, why would you give the intimacy to the guy who it wasn't meaningful with?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like you.
That's counterintuitive.
I feel like you said it yourself that if in this hypothetical, the girl's horny.
Yeah, just like a guy's horny.
Yeah,
the guy's
but,
horny,
but so
yeah.
the assumption is that now Brian doesn't make you horny, right? In this hypothetical.
You know what? That makes sense a little bit, but not a lot, but a little bit for sure.
So, virtue, who you say you are. You're not this wholesome woman you're advertising. Like, stop playing these games. And you know what's funny to me? Women often, they tout this strong, independent, sexually liberated thing. And they hold on to that like a badge of honor. And they love advertising it and saying how sexually liberated they are. But when it comes to locking down a guy and securing a guy, all that sexual liberation goes out the window. And now they want to showcase themselves as wholesome, pure, virtuous women who aren't like that. I'm not like the other girls. And it's like, well, if you're so confident about being sexually liberated and free, why not just stand 10 toes down and showcase who you really are? But you see, they do that because they know deep down, no matter how much they tout this sexual liberation, I'm strong and I'm free and I'm open with my sexuality, they know darn well that a good man is not going to want that. They know darn well. So what they'll do is they'll play that sexually liberated game while they're in college until they meet that good man, and then all that, bro. You really got to watch out for that because no one is going to be looking out to make sure that you're getting a good deal. It's your job in this dating game to ensure that you're getting a good deal because women do not care. Women don't care if you get a raw end of the deal when it comes to dating. All right, let me say that again. Women do not care if you get a raw end of the deal when it comes to dating. As long as they get what they want out of the situation, aka you, the guy that they want, they don't care if you unknowingly end up wifing up the town hoe, the town bicycle, the ex-stripper, the ex-sex worker escort. They don't care. As long as they're getting the good deal, they're good. No one's looking out to make sure you're not getting finessed. Like back in the day, your parents, there used to be a system in place to ensure that the man was getting a valuable woman. Your parents would go meet up with the other family and vet the woman, make sure that she was still pure, everything is intact. Same thing on your side. They would make sure that individual, your parents are not involved for the most part. Like in the West, your parents aren't involved. So it's completely on you to vet each individual woman and make sure you're not getting duped to where you're actually paying full price for a unvaluable situation, right? Because here's what I've noticed, and here's the kind of the idea that I've been kind of viewing women as. Like, now I kind of view women as like shady car salesmen, right? This whole concept paints them as shady car salesmen. And their only goal in this situation is to sell the car. That's their only goal, is to sell the car. And yes, I know I'm comparing women to cars. That will always be the best analogy to explain the situation. In modernity, women have become shady car salesmen. See, back in the day, you used to have to verify. Days, you don't know. You don't know. Each and every woman, you have no idea whether or not this is a valuable product with low mileage or not. You have zero clue. So you have to do your due diligence, right? But she will do whatever it takes to sell the vehicle, like I said earlier. Remember, I mentioned that women see commitment the same way men view sex. So she's willing to go to extreme lengths. And if that means advertising the car as though it has 20 miles when it really has 100 miles or 200 miles or 100,000 miles, she'll do that. She's going to advertise the car to make it appear as though it's a worthwhile product. And it's on you, right? She'll like mess with the odometer Try to make it seem like, yo, this product is actually valuable. It's on you to try to see the product for what it is and try to assess whether or not the value is what she claims it is. And with that, you have to be very aware of what value looks like, because a lot of guys really don't know. You got to make sure that what she's saying matches the lifestyle. If she's trying to portray herself as this wholesome woman, but certain areas of her life don't add up, they don't fit this wholesome picture. Let me paint a picture. Say a woman is claiming that she's a virtuous woman, doesn't sleep around, doesn't get around, but her Instagram looks a certain way. Well, that doesn't quite match the virtuous woman who doesn't get around. That doesn't quite fit. Let's say she likes going out to certain venues, bars and clubs, or engage in certain things. Let's say she dresses a certain way. That doesn't quite match this picture of a, wholesome, virtuous woman who doesn't get around. Let's say that she comes from a dysfunctional household and she has no curfew and she just be out at all hours of the night, and that doesn't quite match that either. You got to start. Oh, another thing. Well, I've noticed when the girl has her phone flipped face down, that's another thing. Women who have nothing to hide don't flip their phone down. She's just been trained over the years of just doing it so much that by default, she just flips it down. That's something to look out for. So you just got to look out for certain things that don't match this image that she's trying to sell to you. So the more you understand about female nature, the good ones and the bad ones, you know what should fit the overall image. But that's like a few things you can look for to make sure you're not a deal when it comes to dealing with modern women, because they absolutely will finesse you, and they have zero problem with you getting the raw end of the deal when it comes to dating. They're not looking out for you. They don't care if you get finessed. That's their job, to finesse you in this particular situation. So it's on you.
You question, you'd be like, what's wrong with me? Why can't you have sex with me?
Right.
Instead, like,
that would be the point.
That would fuck with my head.
How about
honestly.
here? How about friends, family, spends quality long romantic dates, revealed his emotional side with girls he just wanted to smash, but with girls he saw long-term potential, he just booty called them. He left straight away afterwards. Like that's the difference. Does that make sense?
No.
No, not at all. Because
that was pretty much saying what I'm saying.
The reason
You're
it
kind of
doesn't,
agreeing with me.
The reason it doesn't make sense is Brian's point. So he's giving you the reverse.
Yeah, but the
He's
reverse
saying,
is my point.
he says, would it make sense in the reverse if a guy wanted a long-term commitment with you, but then just did a booty call and then never talked to you again? That makes no sense.
Exactly. Right? So the person that I might booty call, I don't want a long-term commitment with, but someone I'm getting to know, I would.
Yeah, right. That's the point, though.
Wait, I don't. I think I messed up.
I'm trying to give you it's like.
Well, I'm not a man, so I feel like at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what I would think about it.
Yeah, it's truly up to you guys.
You can't put yourself in the shoes of the opposite.
I'm really trying.
Can you put your shoes in our?
Yeah.
Because
see what I told you? I'm saying, like, women are very narcissistic, bro. They claim that men are the narcissists all the time. Though I've had a narcissistic ex. Bro, who sounds more narcissistic? Someone who can actually relate to your perspective, and even if though it's a completely different lived experience, I can see where you're coming from. Or the woman, I just can't put myself in your shoes. I can only speak from my point of view. This is why they don't care about what we go through. This is also why when you open up to women, and like, I know it's on another topic, I know, but when you open up to women, oftentimes it's like a fruitless endeavor because they can't even relate. They might, I'm sorry, give you a little pat on the back, but they can't help you with the problems because they don't even understand the problems, and they just can't relate. They literally just can't put themselves in your shoes. Women, they just don't get it.
As a woman, like you said, like every woman could get sex if she wanted to.
Yeah.
So like, do you feel that the man would be disrespecting the woman if he agreed to have sex with her on the first date? Like,
that's a separate conversation.
But I mean, like,
just
not
to
really,
answer
though.
very quickly, right? From my ethical purview, yes.
So then that's not the kind of man that you'd want to be seeing long term if they agree to have sex with you on the first date. If
Yeah.
they'd rather wait for you, then that sounds like a long term partner.
Okay, but you're not. Okay, she's just said that's not the kind of guy you'd want to sleep with on the first date. Because you sleep with men on the first date. So you're disqualifying this guy, saying, well, that's not the kind of guy you want to be in a committed relationship with, but you're okay with sleeping with that guy, though. You're okay with sleeping with that guy, but you're not okay with committing to him. And see, that doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense.
It does, but we still come into the same conundrum.
Okay.
So the problem is, sure, I agree with you that, sure.
But then in that case, then that man probably wouldn't want to be with that woman.
But it really has nothing to do with the idea of a man, let's say he's a Christian man, he's dating a woman, okay? She reveals to him that she wanted to have sex with these 2 previous men to him, but now she wants him to wait, right? It's still the same conundrum either way. It's still going to make him feel like shit either way.
Well, that sucks that his feelings got hurt.
Yeah, because I was like, why would you allow that to happen?
I feel like the woman probably wouldn't also tell him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how does that make it better?
The less you know, the better, baby. Like,
Right.
I feel like if anything that makes it
so
worse.
the
What if
idea
he
is like
finds
share
out?
your feelings.
then you break up.
I want you to be in touch with your emotional side. I want you to open up to me. I ain't telling you fucking shit.
But that's different. It's about.
Oh, it's different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
because when you show something which is vulnerable,
I don't. The thing about this hypothetical is that that's just not something that I would do. Like,
this isn't that hypothetical. What I call this phenomenon faking virtue. So the idea is that they don't care. The woman doesn't care. She would sleep with the guy the first night if she thought that he wanted that. If that would lead to the long-term relationship, she would do that. Because she thinks that he has virtue and does not want a woman who is promiscuous, she will fake the virtue by making him wait.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
And this is precisely why more and more men are acting like F-boys. I see more videos popping up on TikTok compilations of women complaining that men aren't taking us out on dates, men are a-holes, men are flaking, men aren't putting in effort when it comes to dates. Men just don't put in effort anymore. They don't even try. I'm like, well, this is the kind of behavior you incentivize. When the good men watch the F-boys, the players, the hood niggas, the scammers, the drug dealers put in little to no effort, pull up, and get the most out of you for nothing. And you expect a good man to watch that for years. And you know men are logical. And you know men, we do what works. You expect him to see what works and then not adapt, not adjust. And then you wonder why you have so many F-boys out here and you can't find a good man anymore. You disincentivize men from being good men. You disincentivize men from being okay with waiting for a woman, and you disincentivize men from being good men. You incentivize them to be F-boys. That's you. That's what women do, and then they complain about it. If you're going to reward men who aren't good, men who treat you poorly, men who don't put in effort, the low-tier men, with the most valuable thing you have, what incentive does a good man have to not do the same thing? Like, there's not like there's an additional benefit if he remains a good boy and he just, takes you seriously and he waits the 3 months that you want him to wait. There's no additional incentive. He's still getting the same woman the F-boy got, just more mileage. There's no additional benefit for him to remain the good boy and not adjust his behavior. So there's no point. There's literally no point in him not adapting. And then they complain. This is why I don't feel bad for them, because they've created this dynamic. If women decided tomorrow that only the men who are good men, who are going to wait, are going to get sex, men would adjust their behavior. Men's behavior has changed to what it is now, what it is today, because women have set the bar, and men are done getting played. They're done getting duped. They're done getting finessed. And bro, this is why men, like I said, push for sex quickly. And women complain about that too, but men aren't going to sit there giving you their money, giving you their time, when we know there's so many videos with not just men revealing this, but women also revealing this, that, hey, yeah, this is what we do. You can find plenty of TikToks of women, opening up and coming clean about this particular situation, this particular thing that they do. So why would you I'm going to get what I'm going to get the good result. I'm not going to get finessed.
This happens all the time, by the way.
Nonstop. Yeah.
Like, this is...
It's the most common story I hear on whatever.
Super common.
Yeah.
Do you not understand? You still don't understand?
No, I understand. There's nothing I could say at this point. Because I don't necessarily agree, but if I disagreed and you're just going to keep explaining it to me for the 10th time.
What do you mean? When you say you disagree, do you disagree that this phenomenon exists?
No. I'm sure it completely exists. I'm sure it completely exists, but I'm sure that there's different intention behind it than just upon a first date. It wouldn't be that I was lying to them, that I was virtuous. It would be because of some other reason, probably.
But wait, I actually agree. That could be the case.
But most of the time.
That's not the situation we're talking about. The situation specifically we're talking about is if the woman ordinarily would sleep with this guy, but thinks if she does, that could in some way diminish his interest in her. Okay, so she doesn't, even though she wants to. He, right, at that point, she's yeah. And does this not happen all the time?
I'm sure it does. Yeah.
Then that's faking virtue.
Okay.
What if when I'm just curious on your thoughts about this.
Is that just me?
When men
Does anybody smell anything?
Yeah, I smell it.
Smell like.
I thought I was having a stroke for a second. Apparently that's a sign.
Oh, I smell it now.
Maybe something back.
Are we all having a stroke? After that conversation, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, there's cigarette smell. I don't know.
No, it's not. It's not cigarettes.
It's not
it smells
cigarettes.
like burning plastic.
Yeah.
Did you microwave the pizza?
What? Oh my god.
Someone's like,
What's going on?
All right, we're gonna skip ahead.
I want to wait, and you know you want to wait till like the 4th or 5th, whatever you're ready, hypothetically speaking. And a guy's like fakes it because he knows you want a relationship just to get you in bed, and then ghosts you. Like hypothetically speaking.
I don't dispute that men fake virtue to get laid. There's no doubt. Okay, men will tell all sorts of tall tales, everything in between, so that they can get a piece. Okay, I mean, I even saw this in high school. Like it happens. There's no doubt that it happens. But specifically here, we're just talking about this situation of the idea of what happens when you're a man, you're talking to a woman, you like her, she likes you back. She sees that you have some sort of like higher ethic or virtue. In this virtue, you say on a first date or even before you go on the first date. So the woman tailors her behavior to that because you see what I'm saying?
I just wanted your opinions on that. That's all.
Yeah,
I
of
understand what you're saying.
course both sexes can fake virtue. But this is one, I can't get past this hypothetical with Brian. This is, it's an actual problem. We argue about this constantly.
The two of you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we argue about it constantly.
Yeah, he looks mad.
So I follow Christian ethics. Brian's not a Christian, he follows secular ethics. Though he does have like, it's fucking unfair that a woman will sleep with 3 dudes before me, let's say, hypothetically, on the first date. But then when it comes to me, she goes, well, I really like you, so I don't want to. Right? How the fuck is that supposed to make him feel?
I think there's something really cherishable about not
Cherishable?
getting immediately to like just that place and enjoying time. And that were me, yes, I'd be sad, but like
So
Lucy
the man
mentioned
gets to look
earlier-
past it. It's always so the answer from women to this always seems to be one of two things. Well, he should look past it, right? Or hey, what does he want? Does he want me to sleep with him the first date, or doesn't he? And it's like, well, the complexity here really though lies with the woman, not with the man. The man could be very virtuous and doesn't expect any woman to be promiscuous with him, but does like a woman who's been promiscuous. How's that fair to him though?
It's called having communication between two people.
Well, you're communicating,
It's like,
though.
do you both
You're
want to do it?
communicating, but you have to resolve the issue. And the issue is like, okay, you know what? I want to bang now. Oh, but honey, that doesn't follow your ethics.
Bro, that's not about communication because women are never going to communicate to you that they are a 304. Like, they're never going to communicate to you that, oh, actually, I sleep around regularly and yeah, I'm just making you wait. You see, when a woman's trying to make you wait, guys, or she puts any kind of stipulation or rules for you, I want you to take that very, very personally. When she says, I don't sleep around, I don't, I have to be in a long-term relationship, or I have to wait 3 months or 3 weeks or 6 months before I feel comfortable being intimate. I want you to wait 3 months before she feels comfortable, right? Take that very personally. That isn't a rule for every single guy. That's yours. And then I want you to leave. Because in modern times, bro, this idea that there's a bunch of virtuous women running around is a bunch of nonsense. Okay? Most women lose their virginity 14, 15, 16, 17, that age range. And they continue to have sex from that age all the way up until you meet them. That's the majority of women. So the likelihood that you're just gonna somehow meet this rare virtuous woman who just doesn't sleep around on the first date, bro. Women are out here having sex. Women are having more sex than men. Women are having more sex than men. So this idea that she just gonna make you wait 3 months, really? You think she held that standard for all the other guys? You really think so? And this is why, guys, I tell you that even if you're a good, wholesome guy, and you're not a F-boy, it's still in your best interest to present yourself as such. Because you see the difference with the two set of rules they set for the two guys. And here's the thing about being the F-boy in this situation. If you're the F-boy, or present yourself as such, her in a relationship. Like, if you're able to sleep with a girl, you can get her in a relationship. So let's say you present yourself as the F-boy, you're at a party, whatever the case may be. She views you as such. Okay, cool. She's now more willing to give you the sex up front. If you still want to get with that girl and like lock that down in a committed relationship, you can. Because if you can sleep with a girl, 9 times out of 10, you can be in a relationship with her relationship. But on the flip side, if you present yourself as the nice, wholesome guy with morals and values and virtue, and I'm perfectly fine with waiting 3 or 6 months. If you present yourself as that guy, not only are you not guaranteed a relationship, because look, during that time while you're waiting, she's absolutely going to be entertaining other men, right? She's absolutely going to be sleeping around with other guys. There's always a guy. Guys, know this. There's always a guy she's sleeping with, right? There's always a guy that she's sleeping with. Now, I know they don't want you to know that. They're never going to tell you that. They're always going to present it as though, oh no, I'm celibate. I'm celibate. Which is a red flag in and of itself, because if she's celibate, bro, that just means that even she understood that she was doing too much and had to take a break. But that's a whole nother topic. They're sleeping with another guy while they're making you wait. Absolutely. And she's probably more than likely dating other men too. So you, during this whole waiting thing that you're doing, and you're taking her out on dates and still giving her your value, and she's extracting from you, you're not even guaranteed that at the end of that she's even going to give you a relationship, because during that waiting period, another guy could beat you out. A more attractive guy can come in and steal her away, and then you get that text message talking about, I just don't see this going anywhere. You're a really great guy. I just need some time, or I just need some time to figure this out, or blah, 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 blah. And she's going to let you down easy, or she's going to give you a message that's kind of, you don't know where you stand, which is basically her putting you in her back pocket and just saving you for later, while she, goes and experiences a different guy and to see where that takes her. Whatever the case, taking the nice guy route is, no matter how you slice it, the raw end of the deal. It's the least likely to end up in a relationship. It presents the most risk. It presents the most risks for getting finessed and getting played. And ultimately, it presents the least likelihood of you even getting the sex at the end of the day. Whereas the F-boy not only gets the sex up front, but the fact that the girl likes her as an option would be in a relationship with him. So women in every way, shape, and form have incentivized men to be F-boys. And this trend is going to continue, and it's just going to keep growing. And that's just the way it is.
If it did, I would do it totally, right? It puts him in a catch-22.
What differences in this do you guys see? Why do you guys have arguments about this? What's the main conflict among?
It just comes from an ethical purview.
Okay.
So I follow Christian ethics. So I don't think you should be sleeping with anybody until you're married with them.
Period.
Right. But he follows a different form of ethics. He doesn't think sex outside of marriage is problematic. So if that's the case, he's just looking at it from a purely pragmatic point of view. You fuck the last 2 dudes immediately, or the last one immediately, but I have to wait? Why? What's wrong with me? So what's the answer?
I don't think anything's wrong with him.
Right. Nothing's wrong with him.
So it could potentially be an indicator.
I mean, I also don't think it's a woman's fault if a guy lies to her to get laid. You know what I mean? If someone lies to you or they act different.
Yeah, but you're just, what about the Mindoing? It's we already know about the Mindo.
It's literally not even the topic.
Yeah, we already know about the Mindo. We know that there's men who are shitbags and do this and blah, blah. How do you reconcile this from the woman's aspect?
I mean, I think it sounds like she might like you more. Sounds like she might like you more than maybe she does maybe think you have higher standards. So, I mean, where you could get mad about it, I think her intentions, it sounds like, is that she just genuinely likes you and wants you to get to know her instead of seeing her as a body or something.
But she's faking virtue.
I agree. I'm saying yes.
So this would be a huge red flag indication.
It should.
So you're disincentivizing men from showcasing themselves as quality individuals. Because now, if I showcase myself as a wholesome guy with values and standards and morals, I'm now more likely to get finessed. But if I showcase myself as an F-boy, you're more likely to show me who you really are. And that's ultimately the reason why I'm telling you guys, you gotta present yourself as kind of a player. I made a video on the channel called The Dangers of Being Boyfriend Material, where I kind of dived into this idea. Where if I don't see a future with him, I'll give him the value up front quickly. And then the nice guy will make him wait. Because of that thing they have going on, when you present yourself as the F-boy, it honestly works as a way to demask them. Because now you get to see who they actually are. Because they're going to present themselves to you. If they're a wholesome woman, right, then they probably won't be doing that. But here's the thing. If they aren't a wholesome woman, then they're definitely going to sleep with you quickly. Well, not... There's more nuance to that, but it gives you a stance of you can now see her for who she actually is, and more so get to see her behavior. Another reason why I say a guy should present himself as the F-boy is because a lot of the times guys have this belief system that the good girls, the quote-unquote good girls, they won't fall for the F-boys, so I'm just going to continue being a good, wholesome guy because the good girls are going to come along and they're not going to be attracted to the F-boy because he's a player and he's running game, and she's going to be able to see that and just dismiss him, and she's not attracted to him at all. Guys, I'm sorry to break it to you, but even the quote-unquote good girls are attracted to the F-boys, are attracted to wife up and take seriously, absolutely are attracted to the players. This idea that you think they're not, bro, okay, I'll put it to you this way. If a good girl, right, quote unquote, had the option between her male equivalent, wholesome guy, or the arousing, attractive, player-esque F-boy archetype, 9 times out of 10 they're going for the player. Why? Because he demonstrates certain characteristics that are just generally attractive and arousing to her. Because women don't think logically when it comes to this dating thing. They think based off logically, go for that guy. But his dynamic, how he's presenting himself, doesn't necessarily showcase a guy that is arousing and mysterious and edgy and thrilling and exciting. The F-boy does, though. This is why I say, be a wholesome guy, but portray yourself as the player. That thing that you put on so that you can unmask these women and see them for who they really are. They're going to showcase because they don't see this as going anywhere by what they say. They're going to showcase their true nature, who they really are. Then from that point, you can decide. And also, you're going to be more attractive to the quote-unquote good girls anyway, because that's just what women are naturally attracted to. So whether you want to avoid getting finessed by the virtue fakers, or you want to put yourself in a position to where the good girls find you more attractive, no matter how you slice it, having an aura of the F-boy, of the player, is going to work to your advantage. In 2024, it just does not benefit a man to showcase himself as the wholesome nice guy. It just broadcast it, because then women are going to peep that. They're going to see your value, see that you're a valuable guy, and then they're going to look at your value system. And women are chameleons, so they're going to portray themselves in any way that they feel as though you want them to be, that any way that you want. So they think that you're looking for a wholesome one to get what they want. Like I said from the beginning, women will do whatever it takes to get commitment, the same way man will do whatever it takes to get the sex. So if that means completely changing up their look to fool you into thinking that they're a wholesome woman with values and virtue, they will do that. let's keep going with the video.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then also, I mean, if you're the guy in the situation and you're like, no, it's just kind of it's a totally ridiculous situation. And it's ridiculous kind of from a bird's eye view of the entire situation, because the strange part is you'll say, oh, those other guys I dated, I didn't really care about them. It was just casual. They were just fuck buddies. It was just a fuck boy, a jerk, asshole, whatever. But you're like this great guy. I want the relationship with you. Shouldn't you, I don't view sex as a reward, but just the simplest way of kind of wrapping my head around it. Ought you not reward the guy who's most deserving of a relationship? So you withhold sex from the guy who's most deserving of it, and you give sex to like scumbag piece of shit men? That literally makes no sense. And it ties into the conversation we were having earlier, where men will see like, okay, does treating women well result in sex to the fuckboys, the jerks, the assholes? And it's just like this totally kind of mind fuck, especially for young men, where they're like, okay, you say you want to be treated well, you're like complaining about all these abusive men, but you're giving sex, this cherished thing, to the abusive men.
Right.
And it's really confusing.
Yeah.
And you're essentially, I don't think most men are not going to do the trade-off of, I'm not going to become like a piece of shit for pussy. Some men do though. Some men are like, oh, this is what women respond to? Okay, I'll just become a piece of shit.
I disagree. I think most men are jumping on that bandwagon now. I think most men are saying, morals be damned, virtue be damned, standards be damned. I'm going to do what works. Because here's the thing. Most men are not religious. So most men don't really have an ethical reason not to. Like, Andrew has an ethical reason not to. A very religious man has an ethical reason not to jump on that bandwagon because he has a higher calling, a higher purpose. But 99% of men are not religious. So there's literally nothing standing in their way from a moral standpoint from doing what actually works. So if that means treating women poorly or presenting myself like a F-boy, they're going to absolutely do it. Like, there's literally no reason why they wouldn't. Their only goal is to get sex. Like, morals be damned. They're going to do it.
I don't think that's the path that they should take, but like that's the path some men take. So you're almost rewarding, like you're almost, what's the word for it? You're
perpetuating?
Not perpetuating, but you're
encouraging?
It's
Accelerating.
A synonym of, it's like a synonym of that. Enabling. You're almost enabling men to like be pieces of shit.
Demanding, in fact. In many ways, it's demanding it. It's like if you're going to curtail it to the market, then what's the incentive of a man to even be virtuous?
But is his ultimatum or his motive is just to lay you in bed?
No. In fact, that's the opposite.
Okay.
But if he's virtuous, you would assume he's looking for a woman with virtue. So if the woman's tailoring the virtue to the man who has virtue, and he figures this out, he's going to get super pissed, right? That's the idea here. Yeah.
That would be really confusing and difficult as a man.
How about this? Have any of you done, this is like a step further even. And there's been a bunch of like Reddit threads on this that we've reacted to. Actually, I feel like we should just pull it up.
I feel like we should do the pickle jar.
Well, she's outside. We'll do that in just a second, but I'm going to get something pulled up, Damien, for you to...
By the way, we got it. I feel like we got to raise a little bit in super chats for the pickle jar. I feel like we got to get to...
It was very pricey.
Yeah, we got to get to $750 for this pickle jar. Send them in, boys. Send them in.
That would be very interesting.
Here it is. I'm going to send this to you, Damien. We'll get that pulled up in just a sec. It's something we've reacted to a couple different times. It is interesting though, but it kind of like takes it a step further. But I mean, on this, it's kind of like, it would be kind of like, how about this? A guy who, for the girls that he just wanted to like fuck really quickly and never talk to again, like he did the most for those girls. So the girls that he just wanted to have sex with once and then ghost after, he took them on like really fancy dinner date, treated them really well, did all the chivalrous stuff, opens the car door for them. Let's see what else. He got them flowers and did all this. And then, but for the girl who like is worthy of a relationship, he does none of that. He'll take you to McDonald's. He'll kind of be a bit aloof. Not really.
There's guys like that.
Sure.
Wait, so
Sure. Let's say there is.
Not a lot, but
let's say there is. Wouldn't that send exactly? Doesn't.
No, it does.
But it's not. I guess the like would put yourself in the shoes of that woman. So you find out that not just bird's eye view, but you're going through this experience. This is a guy you really like, and he claims he really likes you, but he's kind of been a bit aloof. He's not really responding to you very quickly. He's taking you on like really low effort dates, or he's just like, just come over and we'll just watch Netflix, whatever.
He was giving him the sun, the moon, and the stars.
There's been no material change whatsoever to his finances, anything like that. But his last 3 girlfriends, he would take them on trips to Hawaii, and he would.
So why are you Burger King girl?
Burger King.
Yeah, why are you McDonald's girl?
McDonald's? No, I'm not.
I'm
not.
I'm not saying you are. I'm saying
well, you could take me to Petco.
I'm just saying the point is like if you found out that the previous.
I'd be pissed.
Yeah, you'd be fucking pissed.
I'd be pissed.
And you would be like, what the
pissed.
fuck is going on here?
Like it makes no sense.
Yeah, it makes no
sense. I'd be pissed, 100%. If I found out the guy that I like did XYZ for another girl,
yes, and
then for me he's like, nah. Here's some McDonald's.
But then
what about my McDonald's? What about my McDonald's?
Can we split it?
But then when you confront him about this, he's like, no, you don't understand. I really like you.
It's like the games
they
for me.
didn't matter.
It's the games.
They didn't matter.
We're all just playing games with each other.
Really like you.
We're all just playing games with each other.
Yeah, except the difference is men
That's
don't
such
do
cope.
that.
That's such cope.
Yeah, I didn't really, I didn't see a future with them. That's why I gave them all the fancy trips, and I bought them jewelry, and I took them on the lavish, the lavish dates to 5-star steak restaurants. And, I didn't see a future with them, but I really like you so much, and I want to have a long-term thing with you because I really love you so much. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense no matter how you slice it. And you see when in the beginning they were trying to get them to see this perspective from the man's point of view, they just couldn't do it. But then you flip it and then you put them in the shoes of how they would feel if it was being done to them, and they immediately, oh, it'd be terrible, I'd hate it, I'd blah, blah, blah. It's like, women just, they have a very narcissistic way of viewing the world where they only care about things that impact them. This is why I said in the beginning that women don't care if you get the raw end of the deal when it comes to dating. They really don't. They only care, like I said, they're shady car salesmen. They only care about making the sale at the end of the day. And if that means finessing you in order to do it, so be it.
Everyone, but I'm saying like society is kind of turned into like when a guy, I'll ask my friends like something hypothetical, and they're just like, oh, he's playing hard to get, or like, oh, this, and I'm but why if he knows I like him, like why do we have to play a game?
Listen, it's hope. Okay, so, to be perfectly frank, it's hope. The idea is, I fucked a bunch of dudes before you, but now I'm going to tailor my sexuality to your virtue because I really like you, right? That's hope.
Okay.
The same way you would see it as the guy, right? He'd be like, dude, you bought this chick flowers and flew her out to, fucking Peru, and she didn't even give it up, nothing, right? And you're taking me to fucking McDonald's? Like, what are you thinking? You would say the same shit. You'd be like, you're coping. You're coping super hard, right?
I agree with you.
Yeah, so I mean, the whole idea, right into the mic, by the way, the whole idea here is just to say, like, look, this is one such way we can just demonstrate easily. If a dude did that in reverse, of course you're going to be like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy?
It's a mind fuck, for sure.
Yeah.
I have a hypothetical for your hypothetical.
I want to hear it.
Let's hear it.
Okay, so say that you are a woman who has been promiscuous before, and you've had slept with people on first dates, and then you meet a guy, and he's a Christian, and he has Christian values, and he wants to wait, and you think, wow, I really like this guy, and I want to be with him, so I'm willing to wait for him. Do you think that you would still have that
Nope.
guy would still have the same reaction?
No.
Okay.
No, he would be following a different ethical standard. However, the woman could still be faking virtue.
But if she decides to change her mind, if she's like, wow, like,
sure,
right,
if she has a legitimate change of heart, I don't know how you would be able to tell that, right? But if she had a legitimate change of heart, he may instantly say, great, right? You're following the same ethics, virtues that I am. This is not the case we're talking about, though. But I'll just go ahead and grant this. Christian men have to deal with this conundrum all the time.
I bet.
The idea of, yeah, you have a pretty promiscuous past, but now you're suddenly a Christian when you happen to meet me and like me a lot, right? And I don't have all of these past demons. It's a lot to ask, right? It's a big ask.
Well, I only say that because my most recent ex is a Christian, and so we waited for.
Why was he with a vegan? That's bizarre.
We had a long history like before then, but we had never like been intimate with each other. And so when we started dating, we waited for a pretty long time before being intimate with one another.
Yeah.
And he knew about my past. He knew that I'd slept with, never bring that up, is because that situation did apply.
So there's going to be cases.
Yeah, but most men aren't religious, and most religious men are not going to be okay with that. Like, that's still a bad deal. Like, I'm all for men getting a good deal. Like, commitment is valuable, and a lot of guys do not value their commitment nearly enough. Commitment is very valuable. The things that come with a man giving a woman commitment is incredibly valuable. So in exchange for that, you need to get everything that you're worth. Everything. And so if you're accepting or getting with a chick with a high body count, or who used to be promiscuous or engage in certain, wild behaviors or in certain professions, you're getting the raw end of the deal, and your commitment is not worth that, bro. Like, think about it. When you commit to a chick, you put yourself in a position where you're like literally willing to die for this girl. So you have to really think about it from that perspective. You have to ensure that you're getting the most value out of it. Like, no one's going to be there to ensure that you're not getting finessed, that you're getting a virtuous. You have to make sure that what you're getting in return for your commitment is worthwhile, bro. So a chick that used to be promiscuous in the past, if you want to go out of your way and forgive that, that's on you. But for me, my commitment is worth more than that, bro. I'm not laying down my life for a hoe. I've said it. I'm not laying down my life for a hoe. My commitment is not worth that much. Me going out there and being willing to slave away for the family, work ridiculous hours, break down my body for this woman to make sure that she's comfortable and that she's okay, is not, that exchange is not worth a woman who's just gave it out to men for free. That's not an equal value exchange. And men need to start putting a higher price tag on their commitment, because it is a very valuable thing. And I would honestly, in my opinion, it's even more valuable than a woman giving you sex. Because a woman giving you sex, okay, that's pleasure, and yeah, that could lead to kids, but the package that comes with a man's commitment is so much more. And men really need to have more value for it and not just give it away so freely.
Many cases where Christians end up with women who are promiscuous, or end up with women with a checkered past, or end up with any number of these different things. They're not gonna hold that against you.
Right.
They're gonna hold the false virtue against you.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The distinction there?
Yeah, totally.
And so it's like, but in modernity, how does a modern Christian man navigate that?
Right.
I have no fucking idea, and neither do they.
Yeah.
And then we had that thing to react to. Can we pull that up? Also, let's do Twitch first, guys. All right. Lucy Goosey, let me have you read this.
I'm unsure if I should tell my boyfriend this information. I've recently gone official with a man I've been dating for a couple months. He's kind, respectful, and considerate, and I really think that he could be the one. But something is eating at me. I wanted to build slowly with this man, so we didn't become intimate until after going exclusive. But between the first date and that point, I did see an old friends with benefits a couple times. Back then, I didn't think anything of it, as I wasn't exclusive. But I underestimated how much I would care for my boyfriend, and I feel almost like I've cheated on him. Have I done something wrong? And do I need to tell him? Will he end things with me? He said, sorry, I don't want to be in a relationship with someone who does that. Then he blocked me on everything.
Okay, so she asks, have I done something wrong? Do I need to tell him? Will he end things with me? Going around the table, your thoughts on that, if you want to.
I don't think so. If she stopped doing that, is like when.
Bruh, remember when I told you in the beginning that women, absolutely, while you're being the good boy and waiting, right? She says, okay, I need 3 months before I feel comfortable being intimate. And you're like, okay, like a little good boy. During that 3-month period, she's absolutely entertaining other guys. Here's a prime example of that. She's dating the guy. She tells the guy that she wants to take things slow. What does that indicate in a man's brain? Oh, this is a woman who doesn't give up her sexuality easily. This is a woman who values her sexuality. When in reality, while she's making this guy wait, she's actively sleeping with a friends with benefits. You see the false purity here? You see the scam? So now this guy's thinking, oh, I'm waiting for a virtuous woman, and this wait is going to be worth it because at the end of it, I will have myself a quality chick. Now she, thank God, she actually had, she actually had some decency and she told the guy, so at least he was able to move on with his life. But most chicks, guys, are not going to do what this girl did. They are completely fine with duping you. Like I said, it's on you to do your due diligence to make sure that you're not getting finessed by the random hoes out here. All right? You need to look into her past. You need to look into how she moves, how she dresses. And if the picture doesn't come, isn't a complete picture that matches up with a wholesome woman with that kind of lifestyle, then you got to get out of there. You got to make that judgment call. But this is a prime example of that. And the guy, right, has every right to feel finessed, because with her telling him that, hey, I want to take things slow, you are showcasing to me a false version of who you really are. When really, you're a girl who absolutely smashed on the first night. You have sneaky links, you have F-buddies, but for me, because I'm a quality guy, and that a quality guy wants a quality girl, and despite you not being one, you're going to do whatever it takes to sell the car. That's why I said, in modernity, women are shady car salesmen, and they will absolutely mess around with the odometer, mess around with the mileage on the car. They'll buff out the dents, or they'll like spray paint over the scratch. It actually isn't. And it's on you to really take a closer look, because your parents aren't there to ensure that you're getting a quality woman like in the past. In the past, your parents would help you out with that and go and vet the girl and make sure that everything was still intact. Now, dating is in your hands. And if you want to make sure that you get a quality woman, you got to do your due diligence, because they have zero women.
They went exclusive. She underestimated how much she'd like him. She didn't know how it would turn out.
You don't think she did anything wrong?
Well, no, they weren't together, so how could it be cheating? I think the guy was being a little bit dramatic, but hey, if that's what his standards are.
Sure, we'll let everybody answer before we give our response.
Personally, from like my values, like I kind of, for me, it's like I'm not testing them, but it's just because that's how I am. I'm not going to tell a man he has to be exclusive with me. I kind of expect it. I obviously voice that I'm exclusive, and if I found that out like after, and I was like falling for this in old friends with benefits 100%, I'd probably break up with him if I found that out.
There you go.
I wouldn't really mind it, because with my own way of looking at relationships, like I feel like there needs to be an official communication and title of things being exclusive. If there's not, I feel like it's free.
So she didn't do anything
Can you
wrong.
tilt your mic that way?
So she didn't do anything wrong, right?
No.
No. Okay.
I disagree. I think she did do something wrong, and that's why she feels guilty for it. Like, why else would you be like writing like this? Is like this post is just proof that she feels guilty and that she is guilty, because she clearly felt bad about it because she did something wrong. So
What did she do wrong?
I know that they weren't exclusive or whatever, but if you're talking to someone, you need to make it clear.
Bruh, if you're making somebody wait, if you tell somebody, I want to take things slow, that means they're dating. And you know what pisses me off, bro? Women like to talk about shit by courting this woman and taking it slow and going at her pace, and he's doing it the right way, the old-fashioned way, right? That women say they want and that they love and respect. And yet they punish him for it. You think a woman who's worthy of chivalry, you think back in the day while that guy was courting her and taking his time and, wooing her, you think that woman was sleeping around with other men? See, women want chivalry on the man's side, but they don't want to have to adhere to any of that old-fashioned traditionalism on their end. They still want to reserve the right to act like hoes, act like 304s, behave in this loose manner, but still be looked at and treated like ladies. It makes no sense. They want the man to adhere to his role and be virtuous and wait, while simultaneously you get to sleep around. You think that's a woman worthy of chivalry? She has to earn it. Chivalry is something now that has to be earned, because women will absolutely just finesse the crap out of you, bro. Anytime a girl's telling you, bro, I want to take my time, take it slow. Nah. 3 dates. She gets 3 dates, guys. 3. You know why women get 3 dates? And if she's not putting out by 3 dates, you got to get out of there? Because women know. There's plenty of videos on the internet with women admitting that, man, they know within 30 seconds of meeting the guy, off rip, whether or not they can see themselves with you in that way. They don't need, if they, 30 seconds, they can figure that out. So 3 dates is more than enough time. And 3 dates isn't just the actual dates that you're on for maybe like 2 hours or 3 hours. During those 3 days, there's still time in between where you're texting her, that you might be calling her. So she gets quite a long time to figure out whether or not she likes you enough to be intimate. And if she hasn't figured it out by 3 dates, she doesn't like you, bro, and it's not worth your time. That is why the 3-date rule stands, and you got to be firm on that, because women will try to finesse the crap out of you and waste your time. I never give more than 3 dates, and after the 3rd date, bro, if she doesn't hit me up, that's it. If she hits you up and tries to schedule something, cool, but I'm putting that on her. You're planning the date, you're setting all that up, and you're figuring that out. If you want to see me that bad, then that's on you at this point. I gave you 3. And if you don't understand how you see me and what you want out of this by 3 dates, no, then it's not worth my time, because women understand and they know what they want within 30 seconds to a minute. They understand. They give it up to guys on the first date. So, of course, they know what they want. They instantly can look at you and say, okay, yeah, he's a guy worth sleeping with, or he's a guy worth getting with, he's a guy worth committing to. They instantly know. That's why they can sleep with a guy on the first date. They can sleep with a guy within 30 minutes. Some of my homeboy, bro, like a month ago, one of my homeboys came to work and showed me that he slept with a girl. He went to the club, bro, 5 to 10 minutes, and then he smashed the girl in the bathroom, bro. 5 to 10 minutes. And I know it was true, because the group of guys I hang out with, they get girls, and we talk about it, and we, exchange game and tactics and stuff like that. And on top of that, he showed me the text messages of her admitting it, of how fast it was and how wild and crazy that was, the experience was. So within 5 to 10 minutes, she can determine whether or not she wants to get intimate with you. But then 3 dates isn't enough? You want to give her 3 months? For what? Don't play that game, bro. Don't play that game.
That you're either hooking up or you're like dating. You can't just be like, oh, well, I don't know what we are. Communicate. And that's her fault for not communicating that.
Mm-hmm.
Also, if you think he's the one, then why would you be sleeping with your old friends with benefits? It just doesn't make sense.
That's fair.
Oh, no. I think if they weren't dating and they weren't exclusive, she didn't do anything wrong.
Okay.
She didn't do anything wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I think she did something wrong.
Okay, what about you?
I think she did something wrong.
Pull it back up really quick. Okay. Here's what she did wrong.
Oh.
Y'all are wrong. You guys are just wrong. Sorry. Here, pull it back up. Wanted to build slowly with this man, so we didn't become intimate until after going exclusive. But between the first date and that point, I did see old friends with benefits a couple of times.
I missed that part. That's fucked. That's so fucked.
So she told him, she was virtue signaling, that she wanted to build slowly with him. So essentially she lied to him. She said, I want to build slowly. Sex is this like cherishable thing that really cherishable thing.
Cherishable.
A chariot.
Charitable.
Cherishable.
Yes.
Yes.
That.
Cherishable. That, yeah. So it could have, we don't know all the details, right? But I think it would be fair to say here that he wanted to smash. And she was like pumping the brakes. She was pumping the brakes, saying, no, like, I want to build slowly. Meanwhile, friends with benefits who she didn't build slowly with, she was giving pussy to this dude while this other sucker was taking her on dates, doing a little ass out hug at the end of the date.
It means it's someone that she's gotten with before. So I wonder if that does that change
She still
anything for you?
told the guy she wanted to build slowly and be
She
exclusive
told him
at some point.
She told him,
Like,
but did they establish a relationship? Did they both together said, okay,
There was no. So yes, there was not an overt. There was not a conversation about exclusivity.
Well, then there you go.
But you're trying to loophole it. But she said, I want to build slowly, which would imply that she's not fucking another dude while she's dating him.
Wanting something doesn't necessarily mean like we can want something, but do we get that? Do we get what we want in the end?
She did.
How does this not make
She got
this
both
point?
men. He broke up with her because she did tell him because she felt guilty.
Yeah, but she had both of them
Should she have
at one
kept it a
point.
secret?
Told him.
Well, but they weren't
Here.
exclusive.
Let me ask you a question. Would you have kept it a secret?
Okay, so here's the thing.
Yes.
My thing is, if
Of course she would.
my partner,
Would you have kept it a secret?
Would I've kept? Well, yeah.
Of course she would. And guys, this is why you have to have this understanding and just this perspective of her. And she feels as though she's like, you feel as though she's the most single girl in the world. And that's what she's telling you. And she's telling you, oh, I don't go out. I don't really talk to people. I don't meet. Well, even if that's true, it doesn't benefit you to believe that. It benefits you to always assume that a woman is sleeping with another guy. There's another guy in the picture. Even if she's not sleeping with him, she's talking to him, entertaining him. These are what I called safe beliefs. They're beliefs that, whether they are true or not, put you in a position where you can make the best decision. So they're just default beliefs that you should just have to make sure that every follow-up decision you make is the best decision you could make. They're called safe beliefs. It's just my terminology, what I came up with for them. I'll make a video on other ones, but one of the safe beliefs is that a woman is always entertaining or sleeping with another guy, because when you think like that, it puts you in a position where you're less likely to get finessed or view the situation as something that it's not. Because guess what? If you deal with a woman from the standpoint of this chick is potentially dealing with another guy, you're going to make certain moves that you wouldn't otherwise make if you thought she was single. Because guess what? If she is only dealing with you, cool, great. If she's not only dealing with you, then you'll be able to assess that and figure that out based on looking at her how she acts, how she dresses, what she does. There's other elements. I'll have to go into another video with that, but assuming that she's dealing with another guy puts you in a position where you're less likely to get finessed. I'll go into more detail with that on another video, but I don't want to get off topic.
Yes, because it's not if
Bring out the
said
pickles.
this-
They were dating. They just weren't like.
She said
Did she
It wasn't
specifically? Can you pull it up, please?
Sure. It wasn't technically official, is my understanding.
Yeah.
Yes,
But they were dating.
technicality.
Because, hold on.
But she clearly communicated that she didn't want to become intimate.
I've recently gone
until
so
going
here.
exclusive.
Wait.
I've recently gone official with a man I've been dating for a couple months, indicating that they were dating for a couple months,
Okay.
but it had not been official.
So they've been So she's been courting with him.
Yes,
been in a
but
courtship.
she said,
Yes.
I wanted to build slowly with this man. So we didn't have sex until after going exclusive. So for months, this guy was taking this chick on dates, thinking she was the type of woman to wait for sex. So she was kind of misleading him to some degree. All the while she was building slowly and building towards this, big thing, this meaningful relationship, she was getting her back blown out by her friends with benefits.
Okay, I see where your point is. However, I'm going to disagree because of the thing I want to say. They've been dating. He's been courting her. When you're dating somebody, and you didn't establish a title with that person, you have free game with whoever you want to be with. Just because.
No, that's not how. See how women try to pervert traditionalism? They claim they're traditional and they want traditional treatment. They want men to be traditional men. But when it comes to being traditional on their side, they want to warp it to fit their modern, preferences of how they want to go about things. No, when a man was courting a woman, she was absolutely only dealing with him. He was getting her undivided attention. She was getting his undivided attention, and he was getting her undivided attention. There wasn't this, I'm talking to him. No, it's not. You're courting her so she can do whatever she wants, but you should only be going after her. Because guess what? If they found out that you were talking to multiple women and courting multiple women, guess what? They would make them feel unspecial and unappreciated and unvalued. So, but it's okay for them to do that. Men didn't court women who are actively sleeping with other men. What idea of courtship do they think existed? That's not realistic. That's not what went down.
They went on dates for a couple of months does not negate the fact that he didn't say, will you be my girlfriend? And now in the text, did it state in the text that he asked to be his girlfriend?
Wait.
It just says that they were dating for a couple months and then they recently went official.
Dating, so
just to be clear, the argument here is not
couple of months, bro. I just caught that. You see, bro, this is one of those guys who gets finessed into the situation. The thing has taken place yet. It's exactly the scenario that I painted for you guys. This dude dating a girl, I want to take it slow. That's what she tells him. Oh, I want to, take it slow and build before we become intimate. And he said they've been dating for she said they've been dating for a couple of months, so she's been dragging this guy out for at least 2 to 3 months. No intimacy. And during that time, while she's painting this picture in this good guy's head that she's this virtuous woman who values her sexuality, values her purity, and doesn't give up sex quickly, So in his head, he's getting a decent quality woman. In reality, she's just like any other hoes, just sleeping with some friends with benefits on the side. And then you get with her now thinking, man, I got a good one, bro. She made me wait, but that was worth it. Quality chick I got, bro. And she will sit there and nod and just let you believe that. You're over there bragging to your homeboys that you got yourself a good quality chick. And my girl's not a hoe and she's great. She's just sit there. She's going to let you believe that. You think she's ever going to tell you that during that time, while she was lying, while she was making you wait 3 months, that she was smashing some dude? She's never going to tell you that, bro. She's going to take that to her grave. Because like I said, and I'll say it again, women have zero problem with you getting the short end of the stick when it comes to dating. They are shady car salesmen, and they will do anything it takes to sell the vehicle being them, of course. Let's keep going.
That she cheated on him.
Okay, but
the argument here is that she
Misled.
was like, I made this guy wait months getting fucked by her friends with benefits.
Yeah.
I don't.
That's
think
the issue.
That's
You don't think it's wrong?
because it's there.
Did you do that to your husband?
There's no establishment.
No, hold on. Did you do that? Did your husband?
No, I didn't do that to my husband.
Did your husband like hit right away? Or?
No, he told me first that he was talking to somebody. He came to me. Before we even started dating and before we even started courting with each other, he told me, "Hey, I am talking to somebody." If she would have said that to him, if she would have said that to the guy in the beginning, then I would
She
be
didn't,
like,
though.
She didn't because it was her choice. She chose not to say anything.
She chose to lie.
It's like it's his
because
choice
she
to
wanted
leave her.
to slowly build.
She wanted to manipulate. She was manipulating the situation on purpose.
It's 100% manipulation.
She was
It's not
manipulating. Yes, it is. That's exactly what manipulation is.
100%
Calm down, baby
manipulation.
girl, because I'm not trying to.
You're frustrating me.
But I'm just.
W.
I'm just trying to say, if they were dating for a couple of months, okay, dating could mean boyfriend and girlfriend, and to your guys' eyes, dating is boyfriend and girlfriend. To me, dating is courting, okay? If he has not established we're boyfriend and girlfriend, then I say she has free game. She does not have to tell him her every move on what she does with another man. However, she did feel guilty because she wanted to build that relationship with this man.
Let me ask you. Can I ask you a question? So you have this guy that you really like, right?
Okay.
And he tells you, hey, like, I don't want to be intimate with you. Like, exactly what the situation is, okay? I don't want to be intimate with you until I have decided that, like, you're the one I want to be with. But in order to do that, I got to sleep with this other girl first. How would that make you feel?
Well, you can't be with anyone else. And then, like, I'm going to...
Well, who's to say that? The thing about
insinuating I want to wait, and like that means like I'm very holy. I want to wait, and you have to court me. You have to take me on dates every single weekend, spend your money and your time, and I'm gonna make you think that you're courting me and I'm the only person that you're talking to until you get to the point where we're in a relationship. But because I really just wanted to hook up with other guys, and I was making you wait, I'm gonna go hook up with my ex.
But
while
doesn't that
I'm
happen all
telling
the
you
time?
and building a relationship with you, and someone I think that could be my husband, and someone I think that is treating me well, someone who's a really good guy. That's fucked up.
But they were just dating.
But
like,
saying that you want to build something with
take
someone
things
implies
slow.
that you're not having sex with other
okay,
people.
but did she? Okay, so the thing about it is, was she like with him? Was she with him?
Who cares? Who
Hey,
cares?
no,
that's
but
enough of that logic.
Who cares? Why are you? No, I'm just asking a question. I'm just asking a simple question because I would just want to understand.
I'm glad that some of the other girls get it. You know, that's actually a good sign. It took them a while. They had to flip the narrative and put them in the position of the guy to see how it would feel if they were getting finessed and the guy was spending a bunch of money on other chicks on the first date and, you know, giving them lavish experiences. But that guy, you know, he didn't want anything serious with those girls. That's why they got all that amazing treatment. But now I really like you, so I'm going to make you wait. No, actually, no. I'm going to take you to McDonald's because I really like you. And I want to take you to McDonald's and, you know, really establish something with you before I start giving you that treatment. But the other girls that I didn't care about, they got the treatment up front. It took them getting that scenario and actually feeling it, what it would feel like to get finessed and played in that way. I mean, the black chick in the middle, I mean, you could already tell. You already tell what's going on there. She's cooked.
Was she at the time effing him while they were dating for a couple of months?
No, that's the whole point.
Okay, then
that's why it's
fair.
fucked up.
It's fair.
No, because she was making him wait. She was making him wait.
Making him wait. Whoa.
She's making him earn it while she's literally hooking up with his ex while she thinks could be her husband.
And he probably thinks she's not having sex with anyone.
She said we've been dating for a couple of months. To me, dating is courtship.
I can make this so easy. I can make this really easy. Okay, here. Stop. Okay, let me make this really easy. Okay, so here's the scenario. Let's exit the bird's eye view and go right into like an anecdotal experience. So they're cuddling. The guy who she's not fucking, they're cuddling, and the guy's like, babe, like I really like you, like I wanna have sex, and she says, she lies, and she says, oh, I'm sorry, I'd like to wait a little longer, like I don't. Hold on. And then that date wraps up at 9 p.m. At 10 p.m., she goes over to the FWB, the Friend with Benefits house, and then she brings him. Well, okay, I'm not gonna end up her. She just goes over, walks through the door, goes over to his bed, gets into doggy style, and he just fucks her. You don't think there's anything wrong with that?
Did he establish that they were boyfriend and girlfriend?
No.
Okay,
I've already told
I
you.
don't think
So
that that's wrong.
But she's okay.
Wow.
Again, she tells him in that date moment, yeah, I really like you, but I just want to wait longer to like have sex because, I just want, yeah. And then later that night, she fucks some dude.
Like, that's lying.
That's so disrespectful.
You know what I mean?
But, like,
and that's
wait,
you want
but,
that to be your
like,
husband? That's a
That
man.
you're
That's
saying
the
but
one.
that's hypothetical though. You're saying this.
But this actually happened to this girl.
But I'm just trying to explain to you guys. She said they've been dating for a couple of months. To me, dating is courtship. I've been trying to say that to you guys.
Exactly.
Bro, wait, hold on, wait. Chivalry, right? You think a woman fucking another dude while you're courting her, you think she's deserving of courtship?
Exactly.
Nah, she's for the streets. She's a fucking 304 scum. Fuck no. You don't. If you're, hold on. If
He's
you're
right,
a girl and you think you deserve courtship, and you're getting your guts rearranged by some other fucking dude, you're not a lady. You don't get chivalry. You don't get courtship. Back to the streets you go.
Oh, period. That's what he ended up doing to her. Is that correct? That's what he ended up doing to her. Is that correct?
But you're talking courtship.
You're
talking courtship.
But you can never know. You could be dating somebody for a couple of months. Like we can have there's a thing called the talking stage. You talk for a guy for 3 months. Is that technically dating?
But if you tell the guy that you want to date him and that you're saving yourself.
Yeah, no, talking stage is different. Talking stage, that's you guys just talking. If you verbally tell the guy, hey, listen, I like you and I want to take this slow, that insinuates that you are building towards something with him. With him. Both you guys are building towards something together. And he's going to take that as, okay, we're doing this thing. We're building towards something. She's not seeing anybody else because she's building something with me. I'm building something with her. I'm not going to deal with anybody else either. And I'm going to do this waiting game because she's a wholesome woman. When in reality, she's not. And I think that is where we're going to wrap up this video because I think he's touched on all the topics. And guys, like I said, you got to look out for yourselves. All right? In this dating game, women do not care if you get the raw end of the deal. You have to look out for yourself, do your due diligence, and make sure you're not getting finessed. Because at the end of the day, bro, you want to make sure that you're trading your commitment for an actual valuable woman. Like, do not get finessed in this game because women have no problem, right, selling you on this false idea of purity and virtue and that, you're actually getting a good deal when in reality, they're smashing other dudes, bro. On another point, to or entertaining other guys. That's the safest way to go about it. And I'm going to touch on like 2 other points. That way you guys can have some tips on how to manage the situation. Point number 1 is always portray yourself as a F-boy / just that kind of archetype of guy, right? Even if you're not, even if internally you're a good, wholesome guy, you want to be that internally, but you don't want to advertise that because you want the woman to showcase who she really is. Obviously, you can see by these women, they're willing to showcase who they really are to the guy who portrays themselves as the F-boy, the player. Also, that guy's the one who gets the sex up front, who gets the value up front. So it benefits you in every way to present yourself as such, right? Present yourself as such. And also give women 3 dates, not 3 months, not 6 months, 3 dates. In this dating culture, in 2024 and moving into 2025, women will absolutely waste your time while simultaneously doing the most on the side. 3 dates, because they know in 30 seconds whether or not they want to get with you or not. So he doesn't need 3, 6 months, a year. No, don't get finessed. But anyways, guys, that's the live stream. This is my first live stream. If you tuned in and watched it, I really appreciate you guys. I'm going to be doing this more often. Please go ahead and like the video. And let me know in the comment section what other topics you'd like me to cover. I have a few in mind already that I'm going to be doing, but I'd love to cover whatever topics you guys have going on. And in the future, I'd like to do, live streams where I talk to you guys, see what you have going on in your lives and issues and stuff that you've been dealing with. And we can talk about it. Maybe I can give you some advice. So that's just what I kind of want to start doing moving into 2025. But once again, guys, thanks for tuning in and I appreciate it. And until next time, guys, take it easy. Have a good one.